Well, good morning to you all. It's just great to be here. I've always enjoyed coming here. I've always felt very welcome here. I grew up on the west side of town. It's like I always think about town, in maybe in ways that some of you do too. If you grew up in the west side, and myself up closer to Catlin Gable and St. Vincent's, I went to Sunset. But in the summer, we would all go toward the Wilson River. People on the east side of town, they'd go out to the Sandy River. We had our little areas. And it sounds like just this silly reference, which means nothing, but it means a ton. It means a ton. And I suppose it would mean a ton if I lived over on the other side of town. It doesn't really matter where you live. But I was lucky and privileged and honored to get to go down the Wilson River all the time as a kid. And we dove there and we swam and we made friends and we recreated and we did all the things that build great memories and friendships. And we were inspired. And that's what it is. And that's, those building blocks are so critical when you're young to transport you as you continue to grow up. I love the line from the last song, "Lo, I will be with you forever." Yeah. I'm a guy like me, my thing is songwriting and music. And my mom, who was my teacher, and I started playing when I was in first grade, she was a private teacher, my mom, for 67 years. And she unlocked something I know in me. She gave all of us students an assignment when we were in fourth grade, and that was me and my peers, and there must have been about 8 of us, I suppose, 8, 10 students in that group, that age group. And the assignment was to compose a song. Now, playing music's great, and composing music's great. There's no right or wrong here. It's not that at all. To me, it's like all of art. There's no right or wrong. You identify with what you like, and hopefully you let it in, and you experience it, and not just walk by it. But we all like certain things, and we like certain things more than other. For me, when my mom gave me that assignment with the other kids, she unlocked something in me that changed my life, and that was knowing that I could color outside the lines musically. Which, if you have your music here, and it calls for an E flat, and you hit an E natural, guess what? Chances are you probably didn't want the major 7th in there. There's probably going to be a little bit of a problem. But reading music is tremendous. That's, again, not the point. The point is finding whatever it is that you identify with and grabbing a hold of it and nurturing it. And that's what I've always tried to do. I've always tried to be who I am. It's very interesting, too, as a musician, as someone who travels around, a guy like me and so many others, you're constantly being told what to play, what music to play. And, we want, like if you're let's just say on a cruise ship or something, or you're playing down there and you're playing, and people come up and request songs. And those guys that do that, they're so good at it. They got this book that's this wide, they can play any song, and they're so good. And it's just a matter of what it is that touches your soul, and for me that was songwriting, so I stuck with it because I knew that's where I wanted to be. So I always spend time in this 88 keys here, which is somewhere between 4 and 5 feet, I suspect, and it's infinite. I have not, I've done it for the better part of 6 decades. And I keep finding new stuff. But one of the reasons I do is because I allow myself to. I put in my time. And I'm not afraid to blow it. Hopefully I won't blow it today. But, when you're home and you're working and you're practicing and, just let it go. And breathe with the instrument and absorb it. And don't worry about the things that don't matter there, and feel liberated and play and make mistakes, because they will lead to things. It's like, just like every one of us. How many mistakes did we make as kids? They said, well, we got to let our kids make these mistakes so they grow and they learn. Well, it's the same thing. Anyway, mistakes are okay. Yeah. Although I'm glad I didn't hit an E natural when I should have hit an E flat. Anyway, I just I want to thank you guys always for the great support, for having me come play, because it's far more than me saying the words to you, that I feel it, and that I'm delighted to be here. It's a way deeper thing than that, and I think you know it. I just know it's something worth hanging on to, and that's what I plan on doing still. So I'm going to just play just a little bit more for you, and I haven't a clue what I'm going to start with, but trust me, I will in about 3 or 4 seconds.